So God's laws or nature's laws? God's laws or natural laws? So today, OAU reviewed some new rules and regulations for student conduct on campuses. And if you caught my previous video, you would actually understand what I actually mean by this. About where our work is pivoted. Because OAU, I don't think actually measured the impact of heavy makeups on campuses, on human relationship, and sagging or girls actually having their nipples out, like be imprinted on their clothes. I don't think they measure that, but the reality is that they felt like something was wrong about this. So let us make laws about it. Actually, I don't like laws about human expression, honestly. But you got to admit that because I've been on OAU campuses before, and I've seen this, girls actually having their nipples out. I mean, prints of their nipples on their clothes, and I think there is something wrong with it. So I don't like rules being made about this. Meanwhile, I still have something wrong. I still feel that there is something wrong with it. That it is not conducive for an institution of learning, at least on campus. So the reality is this. You need a set of morals, guardians, acceptable set of morals before you can actually enact a constitution, a rule of law, before it even works at all. It will actually resolve to fascism and authoritarianism without this. That's just the reality. You need a group of people willing to do the right thing, willing to actually explore what is right and what is wrong. They have to be willing to do that. Then you actually make a law around that. That is how it works. And so the conversation about the constitution cannot actually stand on its own. It has to be done alongside conversations about morality, about set of morality, what we can actually accept across Nigeria. That is the only way the constitution can work. Because the people that have been called to this confab, they are people with distinct morality, distinct views on their views of morality, and they will not be able to actually enact a set of laws, acceptable set of laws. And this is what I said about God's laws and nature's laws. Because God's laws, I don't think that OAU is actually looking at the religious aspect of this. Of course, to some extent, they will be. But to some extent too, they just feel the ick that students shouldn't be sagging on campuses. Your nipple print shouldn't be showing while you are trying to actually learn. You should be serious with your education. They made some actually blatant authoritarian laws to like hair colors and all. But you see, this is what my work is pivoted at, because it is basically grounded on actually exploring supernatural claims, and supernatural claims are unique and are equal to God's laws. And my own view is this: that we have to be able to be liberal, at least on our supernatural claims, and be willing to actually explore nature's laws. What does this actually say? What does this actually say? How does it actually affect our society? And that is where my work comes in, because money ritual that we're working on right now is not like it is a unique form of ritual or something, or it is about the debt. No, honestly, it is not about the debt. It is ultimately to get us to be liberal on this religion issue, because there are of course you can't get rid of religion. That's just the reality. But we have to be willing to actually explore nature's laws, and juju and traditional religions are just very solid in people's minds, and we can actually use that as an entry point into religion itself, exploring religion itself. And that is why my work is actually important. And this actually determines the kind of laws you set. It determines everything, so you can actually see how important this work is. It determines everything. I will make the whole class a whole series about it, because this is an introduction to this series: God's laws, nature's laws, and how important that is.